Hi guys, Rob Hamel, Exit Realty Advantage, Fredericton, New Brunswick. Today I'm shooting a video to show you guys a really cool trick that you guys can do to increase your snowblower's performance. I learned this trick back in the fall and I've been working out the tweaks since then, and today, given the snow, I thought I would show you guys how to do it. It doesn't take very long, and it's actually a $50 fix that you can do to any snowblower, guaranteed to increase the performance of your snowblower. More so in the heavier, slushier snow than the light powdery snow, but definitely worth doing. So hopefully you guys liked the video. Please like and share if you learned something new and you think this can help others. Okay, so I have my snowblower propped up here to show you guys. So what this trick actually is for your impeller back here. So basically the way your snowblower works is you have your auger in the front, chews up your snow, and it pushes it back to your impeller. Your impeller spins around, forcing the snow up the chute and out. But sometimes the snow will build up on your chute, especially in the heavier wet snow, and it will cause it to clog. So the reason for that, I'll get in close here, is due to this spacing right here on the impeller. So because we've got a metal impeller and we have a metal frame, you can't have the metal touching because it rubs up. But every single snowblower has a different size gap here, and this one's about a ½ inch. I can stick my finger into it. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put a piece of rubberized plastic, screw it into the impeller so that it's actually scraping against the metal frame. So as the impeller goes around, the rubberized plastic is scraping and cleaning it, all that snow around it, forcing the snow up the chute and a lot further out. So the tools you're going to need for this job, a strong bar or piece of wood to help some back support on the impellers, a level to help you draw a straight line, 1 or 2 power drills, preferably 2 to make things easier, tape measure, pair of work gloves, a mud flap or a thick piece of rubberized plastic, a pen, a knife, a small drill bit, your screw or nut driver, and for this I'm actually using 1-inch bolt head self-tapping screws. As well, these little brackets are really handy, and I'll show you later. So now that we know what we're doing and the equipment we need to do the job, I'm going to take a quick video outside to show you how my snowblower currently performs. We're going to come back inside, do the modification, and then we'll go back out and see how it performs after the modification. So as you can see, the snowblower worked fine. It threw the snow, but it didn't throw it very far, maybe 8 feet. So now we're gonna go inside, make the modification, come back out and see how it performs. To begin, what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the chute first. So go ahead, unbolt yours, and then we'll take it from there. So now that we have the chute off, I'm gonna show you exactly what we're gonna do to make the modification. So this gives you a very good view of down my chute. And this modification, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a piece of rubberized plastic, and we're going to be closing this gap right here. Hopefully you can see that. About 5/8 of an inch. So we're going to measure the rubberized plastic from the back of the impeller out to the front, from touching the metal of the chute, and then bringing it back about 2 inches or so. And then we're going to use 2 self-tapping screws to go through the impeller to hold it in place. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is measure from the inside of the chute onto the impeller. So we'll be cutting a piece right around 3 inches long from the back of the impeller to the front. We'll go right up the bend and we'll measure it again about 3 inches long. So we're going to cut the rubberized plastic now. As you can see, this piece of rubberized plastic that I have is basically just a mud flap for a truck. I just picked it up at Canadian Tire. You might be able to get something a little bit better at a maybe parts for trucks or Princess Auto, but this is what they had. It's relatively thick, flexible, which is what you want, and durable. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be measuring 3 inches. It's hard to see a marker on this black, but if you can just get a good mark and then score it with a knife. Measure the top as well. And you should be able to just bend the 2 little lips up. Put your level up against those 2 little lips and just cut that off. Now you should be able to just bend it and pull it apart. So you're going to want to make a couple of those. Now that we have our 2 3-inch wide strips cut, now we're going to cut them for the width of each individual impeller, which we measured at 3 inches. So now we're going to cut 3 sections of 3 inches. So again, just measure that out. Now originally with my other snowblower, I took one piece and I screwed it on. The problem that I found is I have a rock driveway, and the crushed rocks actually destroyed it because it was just too thin. So what I did was I doubled them up, and that's what we're going to do now. It seems to be working a lot better. So essentially we're stacking 2 pieces of our cuts on top of each other, one hanging over the other one just a little bit, putting a metal bracket on, 2 self-tapping metal screws, and that's going to go right onto the impeller. So I'll show you how to do that now. First step to screwing on the rubberized plastic adapters is you're going to need a bar. I'm just using a bar from a car jack. You could use a piece of wood as long as it's thick and strong enough, because all you need to do is slide it in underneath to support the impeller. Since we're going to be drilling down, you're going to want to put your foot on that, just keep some upward pressure on it. Okay, so looking down the chute again, basically what we have are the 2 rubberized pieces stacked one on top of each other. You may have to cut the corner of one just so it can come around the edge here when it does eventually turn. And then you're going to set your bracket about 1 inch back just so that there's some support and it doesn't tear off. So next you're going to need your 2 drills. Have one with the drill bit, and then have another one with your screw bit or nut bit on it. If you have an extender, it's really going to help you, because you're going to be able to reach from further away. You don't necessarily have to use the drill bit, but if you do run into some trouble and the self-tapping aren't going in as easy, switch over, drill some pilot holes first, and then go back to the self-tapping screws. So now we're going to just screw in that rubberized plastic on the first impeller, and I'll show you from the front view. Hopefully you guys got a good view on how that was done. And as you can see, I've turned the impeller a couple times, got some snow on it, and now you'll see as it goes around, that rubber was touching the metal frame and cleared all that snow in behind it. So now we're going to go ahead and do that to the other 2 impellers. A little trick before I put the other ones on there that I want to show you. If you pre-cut these corners so that they fit a little bit tighter, that's always going to be beneficial to you, because the closer you are to the metal housing, the better. After you screw on a couple of those on to the impellers, you may find it hard to rotate the impeller. So what you want to do is take your bar, go up underneath your auger bar, and put pressure on the backside of the impeller and force it around. Just take your time and go slow, because you want to make sure you line up your impeller for your next modification. Now that we're done modifying the impellers, we're going to put the chute back on and take the snowblower outside for the next step. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to start the snowblower up, and then we're going to engage the impeller lever, and we're going to have it held down for about a minute. Now you can hold it yourself, you could use a zip tie, I'm just going to use a couple elastic bands, and we're going to have it running for about a minute just to smooth out those rubberized plastic pieces to make sure they fit the inside of the chute. Now that we've worn down the rubberized plastic, we're going to take a couple more test runs here to show the difference of how far the snow will actually throw now. Before it went about 8 feet or so, and this time it should go a lot further. So let's test it out. So I'd say we easily doubled our throwing distance, but the best part is when it gets heavy slushy snow, this chute will no longer clog up. So please like and share this video if you found it useful. Again, this is about a $50 fix you can do to any snowblower. And if you have any questions, let me know. Please like and share. Thanks.